cwi.edu/campus development. Thank
Sponsor the CWI Show Ring. You can catch them on site behind the show ring bleachers to learn about their ag program expansion and enter to win a $1,000 scholarship. We've spoke to them, and I believe they'd like to announce the winner of that drawing in between our breeding and showmanship shows around 2 o'clock today. So if you'd like to enter that, please go do so now. We'll start the sheep show just here a little bit around 1 o'clock. Welcome back for day 2 of our sheep show here at the Canyon County Fair. We'd like to thank Steva Robinson from Belmont, Wisconsin for being our judge today. Steva raises show lambs with her husband Jason and her kids Braden, Corbin, and Riker under the farm name of Steva Robinson Showstock. Her kids. We'll go ahead and start off our afternoon with the breeding. We'll go ahead and start off our afternoon with the Breeding U show. First into the ring.
Well, it's good to be back for day 2. As we start off our suffix, I elected to go with the one that I think is maybe just a little bit longer pattern, has a little bit more length of spine. Definitely one we want to change out through that hip and maybe get her to handle just a little bit better. But I think a good outline view to start the day. The power sheep is the one that's going to go in 2. That one just needs to be a little bit better through its neck and out through its dock especially, and to run up any higher. I think 2 different types and kinds. So I decided to go with the one that I thought was maybe. Well, it's good to be back for day 2. As we start off our suffix.
Sure, you lambs. We have Ellie Klaus, Farm to Table, and Jovi Brunmeyer, Homedale FFA.
Definitely some give and take here, and if you wanted to flip these, I wouldn't argue with you one bit. If you wanted to flip these two, I wouldn't argue with you one bit. I could justify them going either way. For me, I opted to go with the one that I think is just a little bit stouter and a little bit wider, more busted apart, especially when we get them on the move. That's kind of where the decision factor comes for me. I'd like to change this one up through a front end, and you can see, both of these aren't exactly perfect from chine to chest, but they're not bad either. I'd like to maybe reconstruct this one's front end a little bit, but I think past that one's just got too much power, too much width to put her anywhere than first. The one in second, I like a great deal. I like her outline. We've got to get that one just a little bit better in her flank and better over that loin edge. And as you can see when she's propped right here, if we can get her to soften up in that flank, I think it becomes a totally different conversation. And she needs to bust apart, which maybe will come with time, but a really nice one to stand in a second in a good class.
Congratulations to our class winner, Jovi Brunmeyer, Homedale FFA, and second class, Ellie Klaus, Farm to Table. Please stay close for the Hampshire Breed runoff, which will be immediately after the next class. Entering the ring now is our Hampshire Fall Ewe Lambs. We have Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, and Waverly Millard, Canyon County Fair Junior Livestock Program.
Oftentimes when I'm judging ewe shows, I think a lot of times of which one would I want to take home, which one would I want to breed on, or which one would I be proud if they were one that I raised. And honestly, the question or the answer to that in this class is both of them. I think they're both really nice. I think they're really high quality, and you'd have to put a lot of miles on to get into another show that would have two ewes this nice in a class. So it's unfortunate that one of them needs to go second because I think they both are very, very good in different areas, but yet they're both kind of the type of female that I like. The one I chose to start with is the one that I think is just a little bit better on her feet when we get her on the move, especially on those pasterns. She's one that's a little bit better out of her tail head, and I like her neck set just a nickel better. When that one gets stuck right there, she's hard to poke a hole in. I think she just is a really fault-free one that as a ewe, that's the type of female that you can take back and breed to a variety of bucks. So therefore, she's going to be my class winner. The one in second is probably a little bit more my kind just in terms of its athleticism and its freshness and its fat cover. But for me, when that one gets on the move, that one's a little bit softer on its pasterns, and you can see right there she's a little bit lower on them too. If we could change that one's neck set and just bust her apart in her pin set, I think she'd be right up there to win the class. Like I said, that's being awfully critical on a really nice one that just ran into a tough class. Good job.
Congratulations to our class winner, Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, and second class, Waverly Millard, Canyon County Fair Junior Livestock Program. We'll roll straight into our Hampshire runoff. with all 4 of those lambs in the ring. County Fair Junior Livestock Program. We'll roll straight into our Hampshire runoff with all 4 of those lambs in the ring. So we have entering the ring Jovi.
Put your hands together for these kids, a really good Hampshire drive. For me, like I said, when I sort you shows, a lot of times I want to, I kind of have the mentality of which one do I want to take home, which one is the one that I think has the most value in today's industry, and then also which one is kind of the show you. And for me, there's 2 that kind of stick together. They were first and second out of your heavy class, and we're going to keep them together. They'll be your champion in reserve.
Congratulations to Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, with our champion Hampshire U, and Waverly Millard, Canyon County Fair Junior Livestock Program, reserve champion Hampshire U. Please stick around for the overall runoff after our final breeding class. Next into the ring will be our class of natural ewe lambs. We have Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, Emery Flaming, Snake River Livestock, Abigail Johansson, Valley View FFA, and Callie Losh, CUNA FFA.
the striking one's the one I'm going to go ahead and start with here, and I'll be the first to admit I want to change this one out through her pin set and tailhead. But I think when this one gets balanced, she just kind of has the most extras. She's the best handling of this four, and I think from the side she's definitely the one that puts it together and has that added extension and length that we look for in females. And I think she's a ULM that's the logical place to start. The one in second is just a really nice built sheep, and yeah, that one needs to be bigger outline. That one needs to be better through its front 1/3. But past that, that's just a really good built, really good constructed sheep that has a lot of the basics covered. Level top, big hip, wide, wide made. A good one to go in second. The one in three, second and third were kind of my decision point of the class. For me, when these two get in motion, this is where this one falls into 3 for me. She's just a little bit tighter spine and not quite as good off those rear two. But I like this one in terms of its length of neck and its extension through its front end, and definitely has advantages there over the one that was ahead of him. We round out the class with one that just needs to be built a little bit better out through that hip and hind leg and through that lower leg, and one that we need to change the neck set on a little bit. But young lady's doing a nice job getting that one shown. Put your hands together for this class.
Congratulations to our class winner, Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, and second class, Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock. Please stay close to join us for our natural runoff immediately after the next class. Next into the ring will be our class of natural fall ewe lambs. We have Tuff McAfee with CUNA FFA and Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock.
Another good class here, and I elected to start with the longer made, prettier one that I think kind of combines all the things we're looking for. I'd like to see this one maybe just a little bit rounder in her cage, maybe just a little bit better out of that tailhead. But I think when we get this one propped off from the side, she's got those advantages we talk about in terms of extension and kind of the wow factors and some exoticness about her. And the one in second really grew on me. That sheep is probably the best touching sheep I've handled all week here, and I think that sheep, when you get up on him, that thing is big hipped and has a lot of power and a lot of pieces in a breeding program, I'm sure. We need to fuzz that one up a little bit and get that one a little bit stouter in terms of its leg wool and at the ground. But I think one that has a ton of value. You put that one out in a ewe lamb lot, and if you told me that she raised one that went on to raise a champion one day, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. She's got a lot of outstanding pieces in terms of her handle and hide and touch.
Sorry. Congratulations to Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and Tuff McAfee, CUNA FFA. We are now going into our natural runoff. Coming back into the ring, we have Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and Tuff McAfee, CUNA FFA.
Put your hands together for a good natural color drive. I think there's two out here that kind of combine the things that I like in terms of needing to be a good U to put back into a production and make weathers down the road, but also be a show U at the same time. And I can live with that. Where this sheep is a hang up for me is in terms.
Congratulations to Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, with your Grand Champion Natural. And Reserve Champion Natural goes to Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA. Please stick around for the overall runoff after our final class. Next into the ring will be our class of Shropshire ewe lambs, shown by Connor McAfee, CUNA FFA. Next into the ring will be our class of Shropshire.
Just a single entry here, but I think one that's definitely deserving of a purple and to be a breed champion. This is one that's a good outline, long spine. We need to make this one just a little bit bigger in terms of its pin set, but a sheep that starts at the ground and is built right. A nice female to go ahead and win this class.
Congratulations to Connor McAfee with our class-winning Shropshire ewe lamb. You'll stick around and join us for our all other breeds runoff, which will be class 19. Next into the ring will be our first class of Blackface Cross Ad Company.
a good class with a lot of give and take here, and I know I sound like a broken record on that, but a good sheep coming good in all different shapes and sizes. And I think it's important to recognize that. And both of these two that we're going to start this class off, I think, have a lot of advantages. The one that I chose to go with is the one that's probably just the more woofy of them. She's just got so much more at the ground, so much more width, so much more power, bigger rack, creasier, and it's kind of the ewe that combines a lot of things. And I'd like to change this one on the move. I think she maybe stabs those back two just a little bit, and she's maybe not perfect in her next set. But when that one's stuck like that right there and I get a 3/4 view, there's just so much more of her, and she's got to be your class winner in my mind because of that. At times I had this one in second as winning your class. I like a lot of things. When we get this one stuck like this, even though she's not driving, I think she really shows off how good she is from chine to chest, how long necked she is, and proud-headed and good-headed. And just a really nice, complete ewe. And I'd like to see this sheep a little bit further down the road because I think she's going to do nothing but get better and continue to mass and continue to get bigger and wider and more muscular. And I think that her design is very, very good. So that's being critical on one that I think unfortunately has to go second today, but definitely some give and take and just needs a little bit more pop to be able to move any higher. The 1 and 3 is the one that I think that'll probably be the mama of the group. You take that one home and breed her to a tricked out buck, and I think you've got it made. She does a lot of things well. She's just not exotic enough for me. She's also the fattest one of our top 5, and she handles with the least amount of shape and definition down her top. But just in terms of basic build, being good at the ground and being good bodied, I think that's the one that has to go in 3. The flatter one is the one I put in 4th, and I like a lot of things about this sheep, but when I get in behind him, that one just doesn't have the rib shape that the ones ahead of her does, but a sheep that's stout at the ground, and I like that sheep a great deal set up right there. If we can change that one in terms of its rib shape, and then from chine to chest to shallow her up a little bit, she could move up higher. The 1 in 5th is one that's just a good designed one. It's a little bit harder to get a read on this one, but that sheep is really good from chine to chest and just its proportions. But that one just needs a little bit more gas in the tank, maybe just freshened up a little bit in terms of presentation and look, but a nice built one to be 5th. Put your hands together for these kids.
Congratulations to our class winner, Kennedy Offeld, CUNA FFA, and second class, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock. Please stay close. Our crossbred runoff will be after class 11. Next into the ring will be our second class of crossbred ewe lambs. We have Tegan Wolf, Little Explorers, Jared Smith, Meridian FFA, Brett Losh, Caveman Critters, Keegan Biddick, Valley View FFA, Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, Emma Cooper, Valley View 4-H, Claire Mraz, Middleton FFA, and Callie Losh, CUNA FFA.
This one came into the ring, and that's the one that I like on the move, and is kind of the captivating one of this set. This is a sheep that I think is just good built, and she maybe needs a few more bells and whistles, but that thing is skinny neck, level spine, and good at the ground. And I think logically is the place to start. Real nice, complete one to go ahead and win that. The one that I chose to put in second is the one that I think is maybe just a little bit longer and leveler in terms of just general general extension. That one needs to be stouter at the ground and maybe just a little bit more gas in the tank and handle just a little bit better to move up any higher, but one that I really like the length and levelness of. But the decision for me comes between 3 and 4. I opted to go with the one that I think is a little bit better through that brisket and front end, and it's also the one that I think is maybe just a little bit longer and leveler in terms of just general general extension. That one needs to be stouter at the ground and maybe just a little bit more gas in the tank and handle just a little bit better to move up any higher, but one that I really like the length and levelness of.
Congratulations to our class winner, Emery Fleming, Snake River.
Young lady in the orange shirts, where we're going to start here, and I think this is just a good built one that when you get this one set and off to the side, she kind of separates herself from this class. I like her swoop in her underline. I like her levelness down her top. I'd love to fix her neck and just get that to tie in a little bit better, but when this one's stuck, it's not close, and this one needs to be your class winner all day long. Nice place to start. The one in second I think is close in terms of just being real close to being good enough in terms of her build. Need to fix that one in its spine and over its loin edge a little bit. As you can see, as she's on here on the stuck here on the side, that one just needs to be freshened up a little bit and better over a loin edge to move up any higher. And when we get into 3 and 4, I think there's some differences in terms of cover, in terms of cover and in terms of handle quality. I opted to go with the one that's carrying a little bit less condition. This is one we need to fix out of its hip and hind leg, but at the same time, I like that one from its chine to chest, and the front 2/3 of this one is real nice. Get that one a little bit more freshened up and harder, a little bit better out of her hip and hind leg, and she can move up a spot higher. The one in 4th is simply just too far along for me. That one's a little bit more jammed up, a little bit more moderate, which I can handle that. There's all sorts of FF bucks that you can breed that one to. However, she's not only the fattest, she's the softest and the most nondescript, which all kind of go hand in hand. For those reasons, she's 4th.
Congratulations to our class winner, Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, and second in class, Brooke Garner, Ridgeview FFA. At this time, we'll have those people join us for our crossbred runoff. In our crossbred runoff will be Kennedy Offeld, Cuna FFA, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, Brett Losh, Caveman Critters, Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, and Brooke Garner, Ridgeview FFA.
Put your hands together for this crossbred drive. I think there's a good group of sheep out here. I think that for me, it's kind of a 2-horse race, and I think it kind of comes down to there's one that I just love from a 3/4 angle. When I get at this view right here of that sheep from your lightweight class, I think that one is just ultra good in terms of being cracked open. She's stout. She's good at the ground. Like we talked, that one maybe needs changed in her next set. When we get her on motion, she's maybe not quite as free in terms of the looseness of her spine, but that's been awfully critical on a really good one that I think needs to go ahead and win. The one that's going to end up being reserve is one that closely followed that one in class. It's going to be the second from your lightweight. That sheep's, like we talked in class, she's just not quite there yet. She needs to be a little woofier, but she's still the second best designed one in my mind. She'll be your reserve.
Congratulations to our grand champion. Blackface Cross goes to Kennedy Offeld, CUNA FFA. And reserve champion Blackface Cross goes to Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock. Next into the ring will be our class of Dorset ewe lambs. We have Kennedy Offeld, CUNA FFA, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and Javier Mendiola, Farm to Table.
I think this is a really, really good class, and there's a lot of give and take. I had these top two switched multiple times in my mind, but ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the one that I think is just a little bit cooler in terms of a neck extension, a little bit better on the move off her back leg, and is maybe just a little bit more shapelier. And I'll be the first one to admit I probably prefer and gravitate towards that one in second a little bit, but she needs to have just a little bit more touch. She needs to have just a little bit more of that femininity and extension up through her neck, and she's maybe just more built like a weather, which typically doesn't bother me. But the one that I like is the one that I think is just that has the advantages in terms of angulation. Like I said, this one in second, if you told me this one needed to win, I wouldn't argue one bit. I had her back and forth, and I think she's very, very good. You'd have to drive a long ways to see two Dorset ewes that are that good. Unfortunately, just kind of ran into a class where there has to be a matter of personal preference, and that's been really critical on a sheep that I think is very good. Very nice job. This young man just kind of runs into a buzzsaw of a class, and not taking anything away from this one, because this one has a lot of unique things in terms of width and fuzz and stoutness and just being cracked apart. This one just needs to be a little bit better through that in terms of its chine to chest, in terms of shallowness, and out through out through his tail head. I think if we can level that up, that makes it a different conversation, because this one definitely has advantages in terms of power, width, and bone. Nice class.
Congratulations to our class winner, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and second in class, Kennedy Offeld, CUNA FFA. Please stay close. Our Dorset runoff will be immediately following the next class.
Out through his tail head. I think if we can level that up, that makes it a different conversation, because this one definitely the combination sheep's the one I'm going to go ahead and start with here. And it's hard to make Dorsets that are this age and still balance. That's kind of the thing that goes on them. It's hard to keep them soft flanked. It's hard to keep them good through their front 1/3. And I think this one does that very well. And I think just in terms of her flank, and when we get that one in motion, she kind of separates herself from the class. I'd like to make that one maybe just a little bit better from chine to chest, but that's being really picky on one that's very, very good in a lot of ways and has advantages just in terms of that are this age and still balance. That's kind of the thing that goes on them. It's hard to keep them soft flanked. It's hard to keep them good through their front 1/3. And I think this one does that very well. And I think just in terms of her flank, and when we get that one in motion, she kind of separates herself from the class. I'd like to make that one maybe just athletic, better from chine to chest and shallower up through that front end, and just give her a little bit more shape to move up any higher. Good job.
Congratulations to our class winner, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and second in class, Madison Adams, Bad Company. We're going to go ahead and go straight into our Dorset runoff. We have Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, Kennedy Offeld, CUNA FFA, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and Madison Adams, Bad Company.
Definitely a good Dorset drive or white face drive. Go ahead and put your hands together for these kids. If you're a sheep breeder that's ringside, and even if the white face thing isn't your deal, you need to take note here. This is a good set of Dorsets, and it should get you excited about where the industry's headed. And I used to raise Dorsets quite a while ago, and I kind of got out of it. I didn't have the passion for it anymore because I didn't know if there's one that was truly my kind. And I think after seeing the Dorset show here today, this definitely should get you pumped up. It's got me fired up. I think there's 4 of them out here that do a lot of things very, very well, and you'd have to go a long ways. I know I've said that quite a few times. You'd have to go a long ways to find 4 Dorsets like this. But I think they're very good. I'm going to kind of talk through them so you know where I'm at, because I think they're all worthy of getting talked again. The lightweight class winner from the first class, I think that one has some exotic pieces in terms of being tall-shouldered, in terms of its angulation. I want to change that one from its chine to chest. It maybe needs to be a little bit shallower there, a little bit rounder ribbed, and a little more popped apart, but propped up on the side. I love that one's look, that one's paints. It's hard to make a white one that's built like that. The second in that class, I thought that one pushed that one fairly close. That one needs to be just a little bit more exotic, like the one in front of it. It needs to be a little bit smoother through that shoulder and have a little bit more extension. But past that sheep has a lot of really good pieces. Needs to be a little bit more creased up and fresher too. But that's being really critical on one that fell into a good class. When we get into that heavyweight class, like I talked just a minute ago, there's a lot of give and take. I think the one that won that class does a lot of things to a very high level and does very few things wrong. I'd like to change her a little bit in terms of her chine to chest, but that's being picky. I think she balances good enough for me. And when you get that one in motion, she just kind of separates herself. She'll be your champion. Young lady that was second in that class, like we talked, that one has some freak pieces, and I think those are pieces that are hard to make. And I think that one, if you took that to a lot of shows, that'd be the one they're talking about, and everyone would want to know, wow, how's that one bred? Because she is really different for a white sheep. I think when we get that one in motion, she's the one that kind of falls into second out of that group because of it. But at the end of the day, when that one's cracked open like that, you get a good 3/4 view and a great side view. She's got to be reserved, in my opinion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our champion Dorset ewe, going to Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and reserve champion Dorset going to Madison Adams, Bad Company. Take a quick pause to make a couple announcements here. We've been informed there's sheep using the swine wash racks. Please don't do that. We'd like to keep the sheep out of the swine barn, please. Also, at the end of our breeding show, we will take a 10-minute break while pictures are being taken to reset before we start the showmanship show. Next into the ring is going to be our class of Southdown ewe lambs. We have Connor McAfee, Cuna FFA, and Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock.
Only 2 in this class, but I think the one that I start with is the one that logically needs to go there. I think it starts at the ground here. You can just see this one just stands on so much more bone, so much more fuzz, and that carries on up through the rest of it. That one's woofier, that one's more pulled apart, that one's rounder ribbed, and that one touches better, all while painting a better picture from the side. That one has to go first. The one in second is one that we just need to get that one a little bit stouter at the ground, get it changed out through its hip, and get it to handle a little bit better. But the young lady's doing a nice job with it. Good job.
Congratulations to our class winner, Connor McAfee, Cuna FFA, and second in class, Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock. Please stay close. We'll have you back for the AOB runoff at class 19. We're going into our last category now. Next into the ring will be Class 17, Whiteface Cross and all other breed ewe lambs. Entering the ring now is Class 17. We have Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, and Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock.
The piebalds aren't one that I see very often in our neck of the woods, and it's good to come out and see some of these. And I think the one we start with is one that's definitely exciting and captures your eye as soon as she walks in the ring. But past being the stout one, the fuzzy one, and the wide one, that one's also the best from the side, the best touching, the best skin. She's got to start no matter what. The one in second, I like this one a great deal. When you study this one right here, she is long-necked, she's good balance, she's good from chine to chest. Her flank's almost there, but being green, I think we can call her good enough balance in terms of that. And she has some really unique, I think the one we start with is one that's definitely exciting and captures your eye as soon as she walks in the ring. But past being the stout one, the fuzzy one, and the wide one, that one's also the best from the side. The
runoff will be immediately following the next class. Entering the ring now is our final regular class. It's Whiteface. Runoff will be immediately following.
Definitely some give and take in these, and I took a little extra time to make sure I had them the way I wanted them. I think when you set these two on the side right here, the angular one, the one that runs uphill, the taller shoulder one, the one that's got just a little bit more feature and wow factor to be a show you is the one I'm going to start with. Is she perfect from chine to chest and in terms of her rib shape? No, but when you get that one stuck right there, that one gives me the look that I'm looking for, and I think she needs to go first because of that. This one in second is just a really nice built one, and despite carrying quite a bit of condition, she's still pretty good through that front 1/3, which is hard to do in some of these, but I think ultimately she just doesn't have enough bells and whistles and exoticness, and especially through that neck set and length length of neck. She needs to be a little bit better there to just kind of have that female presence and show lamb presence, but one that you could definitely take back and breed a variety of ways and definitely be excited to lamb that one out. Like I said, a nice class. Put your hands together for those two.
Congratulations to our class winner, Tough McAfee, CUNA FFA, and second class, Ashton Gust, Meridian FFA. Next into the ring will be our Whiteface and All Other Breeds runoff. We'll need from the Shropshire class, Connor McAfee. From South Downs, Connor McAfee, CUNA FFA, Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock. From our White Cross ewe-lambs, Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, and Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock. And coming back from this class will be Tough McAfee, CUNA FFA, and Ashton Gust, Meridian FFA. Following this class will be our Supreme ewe. We'll need the following people to be nearby: Christian Wilhite, Parma FFA, Bentley Anderson, Valley View FFA, Rosa Mendiola, Waverly Millard for Hampshires, Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, and Emery Fleming for Natural.
Let's begin to our last division drive of the day, or of the U show. I think definitely four class winners that come back out here, and I would say there's at least 2 or 3 of them that are heavy in contention in my mind. I'll kind of tell you where I'm at in no particular order. I think the one that comes out of this last class does a lot in terms of running uphill, having some angularity. That's hard to make in white ones, and I think that that's unique about her. I think that she's the kind of, if you stand here and look at them right here, she's very captivating. And like we talked in class, she maybe needs to be a little bit better when you truly study her from the top of her shoulder to her bottom of her chest floor, but I think that's being critical on one that's very, very good. The young ladies that comes out of the piebald division, I think that one's one that's very striking and very, just very complete, while also being very, very unique. It's hard to make them when they touch like that, they walk like that, and they prop up like that. And I think she's just, I want to use the show you. I want to use the show you. The piebald will be your champion. Your last class winner will be your reserve.
Congratulations to our Whiteface Cross All Other Breeds runoff winners. We have champion Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, and reserve champion Tough McAfee, CUNA FFA. We will now move into our overall Supreme Champion U. We will now move into our overall Supreme Champion U runoff. From the Suffolk division, we will have Kristen Will, Breeds division. We will have Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA, and Tuff McAfee, CUNA FFA. Following selection of immediately into the showmanship, FFA Class 1, please be on standby. In between, we will have some representatives from CWI, and we will be awarding the Breeds division. We will have Rosa Mendiola, CUNA. Would also take a moment here to recognize our sponsors for our Grand and Reserve Champion U breeding buckles. Thank you to the Jessica Heiser Memorial and the Cynthia Brush Memorial for sponsoring those two awards. We really appreciate your support.
Well, an awesome, awesome youth show. Put your hands together for the kids, the breeders, the sponsors, and everyone here. I was really impressed with the market lambs last night, and I thought the youth show would probably be good, but I didn't know if it would be this good. And hats off to you guys. This is a great set of females. The industry is bright in Idaho for sure, and I'm excited to kind of keep track of some of these and see what they go on to do. I won't go through and talk all of them, but before I get off mic, I do want to kind of tell you guys, kind of to reiterate what we talked about last night. Be sure to say thank you to whoever helped get you here. For me, it was my dad. He bought me 2 ewes when I was in first grade, and I've been addicted ever since, and it's something my dad and I do together, and it's as he gets older, it's one of those things that I'm really, really appreciative that he did it. It's taught me so many things, and I hope you take the opportunity to tell those people thank you and really cherish those memories with them, because him giving me 2 sheep when I was in first grade or kindergarten, he probably didn't realize that was going to open up into my entire career and my entire livelihood, and pretty much everything I do revolves around the sheep or the livestock industry. So be sure to tell those people that believe in you thank you. I'll kind of go through and talk about the 3 sheep that are in contention for me. For me, it comes down to the three on this end of the ring. The piebald, I think she has some uniquenesses. A lot of times, those piebalds, we'll see them, they'll be nice just because they're cool colored. But I think if you paint this one white, she is still good balance, she is still good touching, and she is still good built. For me, it comes down first grade or kindergarten. He probably didn't realize that was going to open of her freshness and her handle, the amount of power that she has. I walked him one more time just to kind of make sure I was comfortable with how I read her, and I think this one has a lot of uniquenesses. I like how stout she is, and she's definitely in contention because she is kind of the EST sheep of the group. The Dorset, like we talked in that deal, she does a lot of things really well. That Dorset breed was really, really good, and it starts at the ground. That one's stout, that one's furry, which we don't need to be that to be good, but it sure doesn't hurt. I think when she gets propped, she's just one of those front pasture type females that I'd be excited to go out and feed every day when I fed my donors or my AIUs or anything like that. I think she does a lot of things really good. For me, the question becomes, is she unique enough in any one area to be your grand? And I'm not sure on that, but she does a lot of things really well. So ultimately for me, it kind of comes down to if I loaded my kids up or if I took the kids that I help that show sheep from us, which one would I stand out there and be like, all right, I think that's our one to win. At the end of the day, the young lady here from your second division will be your champion. Dorset will be reserved.
Congratulations to our supreme overall champion ewe. Goes to Kennedy Offeld, CUNA FFA. Reserve champion overall ewe goes to Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock. It is 2:22. We will plan to start our first class of FFA showmanship at 2:35. We will start class 1 of FFA showmanship at 2:35. We also are excited to welcome some representatives from the College of Western Idaho to the ring here real quick. I'm excited to announce the winner of the College of Western Idaho $1,000 Score Big Scholarship presented today in the CWI show ring. Congratulations to Kennedy Kildow, a graduate of Homedale High School, who will be studying nursing at the College of Western Idaho. Let's give Kennedy a big round of applause. Make sure that we visit cwi.edu to learn more. Big round of applause.
Riley Squibb, Valley View FFA, please report to the ring. Riley Squibb.
All right. We are right about to start with sheep showmanship. Before we get started, Steva would like to go on the mic. She's going to talk just a little bit about what she's going to be looking for during showmanship in the ring today. So
Well, before we get started in showmanship, I have kids that show, and I know one of the biggest arguments that we always have back at the pens is, well, what am I supposed to do? What is the judge looking for? And I feel like those kids in that first class are always at a disadvantage. There's different techniques, there's different styles. I don't have a there's different techniques, there's different styles. I don't have a particular style that I'm after. I just want the sheep to look the best at all times. So, and I probably didn't learn that until after I had all of my kids showing. And what works for one kid doesn't always work for another. So there's not just a textbook approach to showmanship. It's very subjective. Just come out here and get the sheep to look as good as you can. Be paying attention and be alert and ready to go. And let's have a good time.
all right, we will go ahead and get started with our sheep showmanship show. We have FFA Class 1 first up. We're going to have Bristol Barron, Ridgeview FFA, Jovi Brunmeyer, Homedale FFA, Eden Cuther, Cuna FFA, Cecilia Mraz, Middleton FF. Up, we're going to have Bristol Barron, Ridgeview FFA, Jovi Brunmeyer, Homedale FFA, Eden Cuther, Cuna FFA, During our show today, for the first time, we'll have some additional awards courtesy of Sullivan Supply. TJ over at the trailer, make sure to tell him thank you. Both Grand and Reserve in each showmanship category will receive a brush and a spray foam nozzle.
Well, good class to start out showmanship. I'm going to take these two young ladies that we moved to the center of the ring. They'll be our callbacks. I think just in terms of their stance, you can see that they kind of separate themselves. And in terms of hand walking, are two of the best in here. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I like the stance. I like how they get them to drive. I went through and talked to all the kids, and I'll do that all day as well, just so they can kind of learn what they can improve on and what they can do better to get moved up a little higher. Like we talked about earlier, showmanship is a lot of personal preference, and this is kind of the style I'm after today. Good job.
Congratulations to our class winners, Jovi Brunmeyer, Homedale FFA, and Bristol Barron, Ridgeview FFA. Both of you will be called back for our FFA runoff, which will be after Class 6. Next into the ring will be FFA Class 2. We have Avery Anderson, Parma FFA, Maddie Bartunik, CUNA FFA, Evelina Costello, Homedale FFA, Brooke Garner, Ridgeview FFA, Natalia Jamet, Parma FFA, Callie Losh, CUNA FFA, Claire Mraz, Middleton FFA, Tage Osterhout, Nampa FFA, and Ford Schwezo, CUNA FFA, and William Wolfkill, CUNA FFA.
Good. Well, good class. We're going to keep these 4 back, and I think kind of like we talked in the last class, I think these 4 kind of separate in terms of their stance and being able to get them set just a little bit quicker and a little bit more accurately. I went through and talked to each of them. A nice group here. Go ahead and give them a round of applause.
Congratulations to our winners in this class: Brooke Garner, Ridgeview FFA; Natalia Jamet, Parma FFA; Callie Losh, CUNA FFA; and Claire Mraz, Middleton FFA. Please remember to join us for our FFA runoff after Class 6. Next into the ring is our 3rd class of FFA showmen. We have Bentley Anderson, Valley View FFA; Liam Klaus, CUNA FFA; Eleanor Detweiler, Meridian FFA; Tice Fisher, Homedale FFA; Dodson Kaler, Parma FFA; Connor McAfee, CUNA FFA; Lila Piska, Nampa FFA; Abby Rudolph, Middleton FFA; and Liberty Simper, CUNA FFA.
Another good class here. Let's go ahead and keep, put your hands together. We're going to go ahead and keep these 5 in the center to come back for our drive.
Congratulations to our class winners: Liam Klaus, CUNA FFA; Tice Fisher, Homedale FFA; Connor McAfee, CUNA FFA; Eleanor Detweiler, Meridian FFA; and Katie Stewart, Meridian FFA. Please join us for our runoff after Class 6. Next into the ring will be FFA Class 4. We have Sophie Badia, Middleton FFA, Keegan Biddick, Valley View FFA, Riley Davis, Cuna FFA, Ashton Gust, Meridian FFA, Kennedy Kildow, Homedale FFA, Tuff McAfee, Cuna FFA, Lila Sanchez, Nampa FFA, Braden Smith, Cuna FFA, and Addison Stanford, Parma FFA. An announcement, we were told that some items were picked up at the sheep wash rack area that by somebody that didn't belong to them. If you go through your things and find that you have some extra pieces of tack, please return those either to us at the table during the show or to the fair office. Thank you.
I'm going to keep these three in the center of the ring back. I think they do a nice job in terms of their stance and their intensity. Good class. Go ahead and put your hands together for all of these kids.
Congratulations to your class winners, Sophie Badia, Middleton FFA, Ashton Gust, Meridian FFA, and Tuff McAfee, Cuna FFA. Again, please stay close. We'll have the FFA runoff after Class 6. We're moving into our final CUNA FFA and Kristen Wilhite, Parma FFA. A quick announcement for those standing behind the show ring near the banner. Please make sure you leave enough space for showmen and participants in the show to get back and forth and get their animals put away or get back in the show ring if we need to. We're just a bit congested back there at the moment. Thank you.
Four in the center of the ring are going to come back. Put your hands together. I went through and talked to each of them. A good group of kids doing a nice job.
Congratulations to Katie Myers, Homedale FFA, Morgan Holland, CUNA FFA, Ava Hunt, Meridian FFA, and Rosa Mendiola, CUNA FFA. Reminder that there will be one class of novice showmen in between our final class of FFA showmen and our FFA runoff. Next into the ring is going to be our Class 6 novice showman. We have Onina Carson, Valley View 4-H. Oakley Heidecker, Saddle Tramps 4-H. Leanne Kent, Bad Company. Kara Miguel, Snake River Livestock. Adolyn Schwartz, Caveman Critters. Indy White, Bad Company. Gracie Wilhite, Lucky Spur Livestock. And Maddox Worley, Bad Company. Company, Gracie Wilhite, We are missing Natalia Jamet for the FFA runoff. Natalia Jamet, please report to the sheep show ring.
I took a little bit of time. I wanted to go through and talk to all of these because I think it's a really important age. My little girl is around this age, so I wanted each one of them to know kind
Congratulations to our class winners of our novice class. We have Oneida Carson, Valley View 4-H, Oakley Heidecker, Saddle Tramps 4-H, and Kara Miguel, Snake River Livestock. Please stay close. You'll come back after Class 9 for our novice junior runoff. Next into the ring will be our FFA Sheep Showmanship Runoff. We have Jovi Brunmeyer, Homedale FFA, Bristol Barron, Ridgeview FFA, Brooke Garner, Ridgeview FFA, Natalia Jamet, Parma FFA, Callie Losh, Kuna FFA, Claire Mraz, Middleton FFA, Tice Fisher, Homedale FFA, Liam Klaus, Kuna FFA, Connor McAfee, Kuna FFA, Katie Stewart, Meridian FFA, Eleanor Detweiler, Meridian FFA, Tuff McAfee, Kuna FFA, Sophie Badia, Middleton FFA, Ashton Gust, Meridian FFA, Brooke Garner, Ridgeview FFA, Natalia Jamet, Parma FFA, Callie Losh, Kuna FFA, take a moment and recognize our sponsors for our Grand and Reserve Champion FFA Awards. We really appreciate the sponsorship of the Cynthia Brush Memorial, Dwayne and Tracy Fisher, Hummel Architects, S&W Seed Co., and Sullivan Supply. Thank you guys for supporting our FFA showmen.
I apologize for taking a little bit longer time, but I think showmanship is one of those things that can really move you a place or two in the show. And so I think it's important to spend some time on it and to talk to each kid and let them know what they can improve on, because even if you go out and you show as best as you can, there's always something we can do a little bit better. It's kind of like sports. Michael Jordan keeps practicing even though he's the greatest of all time, because you can always get just a nickel better. I think it's pretty obvious the type and kind that I like in terms of a showman. I like kids that can hand walk, and I think the two that it comes down between are the best in terms of hand walking. And when I talk about that, I want to see their hand on the jaw. I want to see it not like too tight on their head, but just so they can kind of float around the ring and keep those necks coming right out of the top side of their shoulder. And these two do it very, very well, and that's what sets them to the top. And then when we get down to it, we've got two kids that maybe have a little bit different style. The young man does a really good job of getting a leg set and getting right into him. He makes it look effortless, and I think that's really good. And it's hard to find someone that's that smooth and that efficient, and he does it very, very well. Not very many times do I ever see that sheep out of alignment or not looking good, and he does a great job. I think it makes it very, very close. I think the young lady, much the same, very smooth, very effortless. At times that sheep maybe doesn't always want to stand there perfect, but I don't hold that against her, because I think that's part of showmanship. It's animals. They're going to do something, so it's more about how you react to it. She always gets this sheep set back in place, and I think she does a really good job around the head in terms of her hand placement. I think it's splitting hairs. It's real close. At the end of the day, the young lady will be your champion. Young man will be your reserve.
Congratulations to our champion FFA showman, Rosa Mendiola. And our reserve champion FFA showman, Tuff McAfee. Next into the show ring will be our single class of junior 4-H showmen. We have Peyton Andrelevich, Valley View 4-H. Emma Cooper, Valley View 4-H. Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock. Ethan Jamette, Lucky Spur Livestock. Sophia Jamette, Lucky Spur Livestock. Lexington Kaler, Lucky Spur Livestock. Cheyenne Rolag, Valley View 4-H. Emma Schwartz, Caveman Critters. Zaretha Steele, Caveman Critters. And Janelle Wolf, Snake River Livestock.
Great job to these kids. We're going to keep the 3 in the center of the ring to come back. But just like we talked about in the novice division, go ahead, tell those kids you're proud as they come out of the ring. They're all working hard and doing a really good job.
Congratulations to our junior class winners, Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, Cheyenne Rolag, Valley View 4-H, and Janelle Wolf, Snake River Livestock. Our runoff for juniors and novices will be immediately after the next class. Next into the ring is going to be our first class of intermediate 4-H showmen. We have McKenna Abiglen, Lucky Spur Livestock, Ayla Brainerd, Bad Company, Ellie Klaus, Farm to Table, Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, Hallie Jamette, Lucky Spur Livestock, Swayze Kelly, Caveman Critters, Brett Losh, Caveman Critters, Sawyer Osterhout, Farm to Table, Eva Steele, Caveman Critters, and Titus Wolf, Snake River Livestock.
Another good group of kids. The 3 in the middle are the ones that are going to come back. Put your hands together and show your support for these kids.
Congratulations to our class winners from Intermediate Class 1, Ellie Klaus, Farm to Table, Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, and Brett Losh, Caveman Critters. Stick around. You'll come back for our intermediate runoff after Class 12. Next into the ring is going to be our novice junior runoff. Now, entering the ring from our novice class is Onina Carson, Kara Miguel, and Oakley Heidecker. From our junior class is Emery Fleming, Cheyenne Rolag, and Janelle Wolf.
Well, this is definitely a challenging age, and I think you can almost see the wheels kind of turning in their heads of, okay, what do I do next? Or, what am I supposed to do? Or what do I do here? And it's kind of fun to watch these kids go from this age to come be seniors in a few years. And I think the two that we've got left out here are two that I like. I like a lot of things how they do. The young lady with the blue sheep, she does a tremendous job of hand walking. She's the best one in the class in terms of that. I like that sheep's always set up. I don't necessarily love her stance. I'd probably change her right leg back a little bit more to match more of what the young lady behind her is doing. But I think in terms of getting the sheep stuck and never deviating and always giving me a good look, she does a really good job, so she's in the mix because of that. The young lady in the back, I like her intensity. I like her hand walking. At times that sheep's not always set up, but he's always pretty close. I think to get a little bit better and move to the next level, we've got to get a little bit more accurate. But I love the stance. I love the technique. I love her hands around the head. For me, it comes down to the one that kind of gave me the best views and never really faltered. Young lady with the blue sheep will be your champion. The young lady with the white sheep will be your reserve. Good job.
Congratulations to your champion junior 4-H showman, Emery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, and your reserve champion junior 4-H showman, Janelle Wolf, Snake River Livestock. Next into the ring will be your second class of intermediate showmen. We have Palmer Offeld, Farm to Table. Emma Barton, Bad Company. Naya Brainerd, Bad Company. Aiden Colomb, Dirty Boots 4-H. Kalina DeForest, Dirty Boots 4-H. Clara Hassard, Bad Company. Andrew Jones, Bad Company. Jax Kelly, Caveman Critters. Charity Kent, Bad Company. Carson Montenegro, Saddle Tramps 4-H. Austin Rush, Critters of Gold, and Jensen Williams, JC Riders.
Good class here. We're going to keep the three in the center of the ring. A little bit different types and kinds of showmanship, but I thought these three kind of represented the best.
Next into the ring will be Class 12, our first class of senior 4-H showmen. We have Madison Adams, Bad Company, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, Amelia Florum, Valley View 4-H, Lincoln Hassard, Bad Company, Ava Kingsbury, JC Riders, Lila Romero Erlinson, JC Riders, Ava Shaw, Cowpokes 4-H, and Scott Wilhite, Lucky Spur Livestock.
Good class of seniors to start out. Excited to see these three back in the drive. Put your hands together. A really good group of kids that did a nice job out here.
Congratulations to Madison Adams, Bad Company, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and Ava Shaw, Cowpokes 4-H. You'll join us for our senior runoff, which is after Class 16. Next into the ring is going to be our intermediate runoff. We'll have Ellie Klaus, Farm to Table, Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, Brett Losh, Caveman Critters, Palmer Offeld, Farm to Table, Nia Brainerd, Bad Company, and Charity Kent, Bad Company.
The top three in this drive are going to go ahead and come back. And the young lady with the blue sheep kind of surfaces to the top. I like her presence. I like her hand walking. I like her stance. I like how she makes it look effortless. A really nice one. It'll be interesting to see in the drive. The young lady in the orange does a nice job as well. She's very similar to the one in front of her in terms of just being ultra smooth. I love the front view that she does. Where it separates for me is when it comes down to hand walking, and I talked to her a little bit about that. I think if we can improve that just a nickel, that she'll be right in the mix. The young man does a nice job as well. We talked about it. We're going to work on not being quite as fidgety, but I like his stance. I like his...
The ring will be our second class of senior 4-H showmen. We have Kennedy Offeld, Farm to Table, Preston Gentry, Dry Lake Livestock, Rory Husted, Denim and Dust, Kylie Montenegro, Saddle Tramps 4-H, Gwen Shaw, Cowpokes 4-H, Brennan Williams, JC Riders, and Caitlin Wolf, Snake River Livestock. We'll take a moment here to thank our 2025 sponsors for the fair. Our Grand Champion level sponsors were Valley View 4-H, Jared and Lauren Patterson, Hepton Livestock, and the Western Livestock Journal. Our Reserve Champion level sponsors were Devin and Kylie Fisher, Fisher Club Lambs, and Jessica Heiser Memorial, Treasure Valley Pomona Grange No. 1, Adams Gardens and Nursery, Cynthia Brush Memorial, and
These three are going to come back. Go ahead and show your support of these kids by giving them a round of applause.
congratulations to our class winners, Kennedy Offeld.
These three are going to come back. Go ahead and show your support of these kids by giving them a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Waverly Millard, Canyon County Fair Junior Livestock Program, Dominic Morales, Snake River Livestock, Tylee Van Voris, Bad Company, and Tegan Wolf, Little Explorers.
These two in the center of the ring are going to come back. I thought they kind of separated themselves in terms of their technique and their stance and their posture. Put your hands together for a good class.
Congratulations to our class winners, Waverly Millard, Kenyon County Fair Junior Livestock Program, and Tylee Van Voris Bad Company. Please stay close. Our senior runoff will be after our next class. Now entering the ring will be our only class of advanced senior 4-H showmen. We have Nathan Brainerd, Bad Company. J. Lee Cousins, Bad Company. Javier Mendiola, Farm to Table. And Ty Vigil, Canyon County Fair Junior Livestock Program.
Show your support of these kids and give them a good send out of the ring. We're going to bring this one in the middle back for the runoff.
Congratulations to our class winner in the advanced senior class, Javier Mendiola, Farm to Table. He'll join us in the Class 18 Intermediate Senior Advanced Senior Runoff. Next up is our Senior 4-H Runoff. We have Ava Shaw, Cowpokes 4-H, Addie Cortez, Swag, Livestock, Maddie. Congratulations to our class winner in the advanced senior class.
I think this is a really, really good division. And if you're a younger kid, make sure you come up and watch these guys. They do a really nice job. I left 3 of them out here, and I want to kind of talk about all of them because I think they do a really nice job. And I put a couple girls in 4th and 5th that I told them it's just a matter of my personal preference on how I like their stance, but I think they're right in the mix too. I'll kind of talk through what I see with these 3, and I think they're all worthy of kind of some discussion. I think the young lady at the front of the line, I think she does a flawless job in terms of always having that sheep right. The feet are always set. She does a good job of hand walking them. I don't know if she just purely gets as much drive out of those as some of the others, but at the same time, when I asked them to get out of them, I really liked how she got down on that one, and that sheep looked maybe even better than it does drove when she got out of them. That being said, they all did a nice job. A lot of times when you ask kids to get out of them, they don't know what to do or they don't fire into their hands, and all 3 of them did a very good job. The young lady in the middle, she does a really good job. She's maybe not as comfortable in terms on the hand walk as some of them, but I really like the look that she gives me. There's not often times that I get a bad look of it. Maybe there's a time or two where the back leg wasn't perfect, but I think she does a nice job. And it just maybe in terms needs to be a little bit smoother, but she's definitely in the hunt just because she does a great job. Her stance is good. I like her on the move, and I love her technique. Like when we go to set feet, that's how it's supposed to be. She does a good job. We maybe want to make sure that head doesn't turn when we are setting legs, but that's being really critical. The young lady in the back kind of has a tough sheep to show, and I think she kind of showed her way into the champion spot today in the youth show because she was aware of that one's fault, and she was aware of like how to get that out of her, and I think that's to be commended because that's part of being a good showman is knowing what you need to show out of them. That one at times can maybe be a little bit tighter spine, and she does a really good job of keeping that one's neck right. At times though, sometimes her back legs are maybe not quite perfect, and when you've got one that's just on the edge of, if we're questioning if it's too straight or not, those have to be perfect. That's being really picky for me. At the end of the day, if I had 2 sheep of my kids in a class and I needed a showman, I'd be confident to grab any of these 3. My preference today is the young lady up here for champion. She'll be your reserve.
Yep. Our champion senior showman is going to be Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock. Reserve senior showman is going to be Kennedy Offeld, Farm to Table. And also coming back for our overall senior runoff and final sheep show of the year is Madison Adams Bad Company. We'll give these guys about a 60-second breather once they get over there and in line, and then we'll bring them into the ring. It is time for our overall senior 4-H runoff. From our intermediate group, we'll have Ellie Klaus, Farm to Table, Avery Fleming, Snake River Livestock, and Brett Losh, Caveman Critters. From our senior division, we'll have Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, Kennedy Offeld, Farm to Table, and Maddie Adams, Bad Company. And from advanced seniors, we have Javier Mendiola, Farm to Table. At this time, I'd like to thank our sponsors for our Grand and Reserve Senior Showman Awards. Thank you to the Jessica Heiser Memorial, Hummel Architects, and S&W Seed Co., as well as additional prizes from Sullivan Supply. Make sure to thank TJ out in the lot today. He's been very generous with the awards for the Sheep Show this week. An announcement about round robin. If you were the Grander Reserve Champion FFA Showman, Grander Reserve Champion Junior Showman, or Grand and Reserve from this runoff right now. We'll need to know about your participation or non-participation in round robin as soon as possible. And I'm also going to take a moment here, since this is our last class, to again thank Steva Robinson from coming all the way out to Caldwell, Idaho from Belmont, Wisconsin. We think she's done a great job and really appreciate her being here with us to work sheep and give some advice to these young showmen in the ring today. Thanks, Steva, for coming out and being our judge.
Do a really nice job, and I think that we can include the young lady here in fourth. I think those are kids that, if you have kids in this building, have them watch how they show. They all do a really good job, and I think it's just a matter of personal preference for me. I've seen these kids show over the last 2 days, and with confidence I can say I'd grab any one of these 3 or 4 to go and have them show an extra one if we had an extra one. You guys should be really proud of it. That's a testament to the breeders and do a really nice job, and I think that we can include the young lady here in fourth. I think those are kids that, if you have kids in this building, have them watch.
Congratulations to our grand champion senior 4-H showman, Addie Cortez, Swag Livestock, and our reserve champion senior 4-H showman, Kennedy Offeld, Farm to Table. Thank you for joining us. Would love your support one more time.